I was popping off with y'all motherfuckers out there. Y'all know what time it is. Uncle Nick's got another dope interview. I want to give a shout out to my man, Cosign, Break a Leg Entertainment. You know what I'm saying? He linked me in with my man, Pt.1 Hornet. And we're going to break a few things down. He's got a new project out that he's working on. We're going to take it back to the essence. We're going to bring it through the future. We're going to fly through the galaxy. We're going to get down for the come up. But as people like to say, yo, Uncle Nick, sometimes you talk too much, son. So, you know what I mean? I'm going to do my little 1-2. I'm getting my media training together. And this is going to be a classic jump off. But let the people know what it is. Where you from? What's your name? Woo.
Yeah, what's going on? This is Pt.1 Hornet from out of Stapleton, Staten Island. Soul brother number 1 from out the 5th borough. Over 25 years in the game, so them true hip-hop heads, I'm sure you heard of me. I'm back with a vengeance. It's been a while since I've been out, so I'm thankful for all the interviews. I'm thankful right now being on the Lower East Side. My Uncle Nick, you know what I mean, doing this interview about to spread the word throughout the galaxy.
Exactly. So now, you've been in this game about 25 years now. I know you're from the GPWU. I know you're from a few different things. Black on black, what was that again?
Yeah, black on black crime.
Booyah! That was the shit right there. I can't front. That beat was sick, son. So, you being from Staten Island, give us a little bit of your background. You a shorty now. You coming up in the streets. You going to school. You doing things. When do you start realizing that you got a talent? When do you start writing? And when do you start equating certain stuff from the street? Well, connecting things from the streets into those rhymes, and you know, just give us the jump start.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a little quick story, but it'll go like just like any kid from out of New York, man. We heard hip hop on the radio. I got energized, you know. So just like, you know.
So who were you listening to in the beginning?
I mean, in the beginning, I was listening to the classic individuals. I mean, that came on the radio first. So from the Sugar Hill Gang, the Melly Mel,
okay.
and Don't Push Me, I'm Close to the Edge, and shit of that nature, the Curtis Blows of the world. I was a little dude, so
Friends,
all of that, basketball, piece of super rhymes and all of that. Those is the era where the hip hop was really coming through. So during those, me being like 7, 8, 9, and picking up my pen and my pad, you know, of course the first rhyme wasn't, but that's how early I said, you know, this is something I wanted to do.
So you're a baby.
Me growing up being a baby, I'm the only child of Sandra May. You know what I mean? So writing and something like that and entertaining myself, writing became like my first love, where I was able to put my thoughts and everything on paper. So as I was coming up in the streets and I was writing and doing my shit inside the room, there was a producer, well, from the hood, RNS, aka TT, you know, and while he was down with a group called Stetsasonic, who was emulating and doing moves like the Force MDs from Staten Island, I was writing my rhymes, but then he transferred from doing the moves, the dances, and the DJing. He started making beats like any other, you know, producer does.
Yeah.
Right. So RNS started making beats. He learned how to do it, got equipment. I was one of the, there was plenty of individuals from Stapleton that used to go up RNS's house. I just happened to be one of them. There was different individuals at a certain point in time. Doug, aka Ghostface, Sun Guard, he was up in RNS's crib. Shyheim the Rugged Child, who wound up blowing. Down Low, June Lover, Rubber Bands, myself. Various different artists who go up R's house because that was a cool out spot. But I took my craft seriously. So I used to have a lot of hits coming out of RNS's crib. Before anybody was making hits in the street, Pt.1 Hornet would go from an 8-track to the cassette to somebody's Cunyon. And this is history out in Staten Island. So no made up shit. So before anybody was really rocking on the radio, before anybody put together the UMCs, before the Wu-Tang Clan, before, you know what I mean, everybody was fighting for their position in the street, and me being associated with RNS, who was known for doing beats, he wound up doing, like I said, Shyheim's joint. He wound up doing Hey Ya Ho for King Just. You know what I mean? He wound up producing certain the UMCs, myself, GPWU, Gravediggers. The list goes on. There's various different artists. He helped RZA, you know, learn how to use a certain beat machine. Gave him a cat. He's like the godfather.
So hold on, I want to keep piggybacking off that. That's what I was thinking in my mind, and I know that's what people are thinking right now. Because when you think of Staten Island, beats, this, that, they might not know the essence of it, but automatically RZA pops into your brain. So not that RZA was his pupil or understudy or anything like that, but he definitely got some game from RNS, and that's kind of who was getting it popping in Staten Island, and you were bubbling with him.
Exactly.
Okay.
He had a Staten Island sound. So not to say that RZA didn't have his own sound and when he got it, but and he didn't have his own style. He did that.
Yeah.
You know, Prince Rakeem was signed to Tommy Boy. He had a single out. Oh, we love you, Rakeem. This was before he became the RZA. Before he got infused with the Wu-Tang energy.
So he was an MC by himself.
Well, he was called the Prince Rakeem. He was signed on Tommy Boy Records at the same time that Tretch was down. You down with OPP?
Yeah, you know me, House of Pain, all that
Right.
shit. Yeah.
So RZA was part of that format, and he knew the industry a little bit better than individuals who wound up joining the clan. But I'm saying I go far back like that. He was one of the first claiming in Staten Island coming out, but RZA has ties to Brooklyn, just like the Genius and the GZA has ties to Brooklyn. Genius was also
ODB,
Genius was signed to Cold Chillin'. You know what I mean? He was the Genius before he was the GZA. So a lot of stuff that I seen transform on Staten Island. You know what I mean? And individuals jump on the Wu-Tang bandwagon before the world and the media got a grasp of it, because I come from the grain. I come from. I predate the W. I predate
the prequel.
The UMCs. Yeah, I predate that.
So now, you're running around, you're doing your thing, you're getting your buzz. RZA's got this deal with Tommy Boy. Evidently, that goes left or right. How does the Wu-Tang shit kind of get started in a sense? And how do you wind up linking with those brothers and doing you?
Well, I was already down with the Wu-Tang movement way before those brothers really linked together and made a pact. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
Well, before they signed the contracts and became the Wu-Tang Clan underneath that umbrella, I pre-existed representing the Wu. You know what I mean? The Wu movement. You know, so before it became a worldwide name, the movement with the seed was planted in Stapleton, where I'm from. You know what I mean? So once people signed contracts, I didn't fit into that equation. My name was shouted out, they knew I was there, but business-wise, I didn't fit in. Just get in where you fit in, so I didn't fit in there. So that shit blasted off from boom. But me being down, at a later note, being signed to MCA Records and being part of a group called GPWU, a lot of the world doesn't understand, so why do you carry that Wu stigma? So, Hank Shockley and Daddy O at that time were our A&Rs at MCA Records. I told them the story how I'm telling you, and they're like, oh, so you guys are the original Wu. Y'all should be called GPWU. We really want to be called GP the Grain, but at the same time, we got established as being GPWU, and from that point on, we were known as Wu affiliates because the world was introduced to the Wu-Tang Clan prior to GPWU, so how could you supersede what was already given to us on CD as the 36 chambers? But when you dig deeper past the surface of the 36 chambers, you'll find the Brown Hornet. That's why the name of my first album was called The Underground Emperor.
So you was getting shout-outs on that joint. Up from the 30, pop the Brown Hornet. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Ghostface Killers, 36, 60 Assassin, pop the Brown Hornet. And the reason why I got the shout-out from the RZA on that track is because he knew I was there during the movement and the era before they made a pact and all signed to the Wu-Tang Clan and became clan members.
Oh, got you. Okay.
You know, I have numerous street tracks that never hit wax that have me singing Wu-Tang and things of that nature, but when they went commercial with it, I kind of fell back, you know.
So do you feel like you guys are the original, or the originators of Wu, and they kind of piggybacked and took it to another level, or would you say that it's kind of like equal playing field?
Me saying that, I'd have to say yes, but at the same time say, you know what, it was something that was created from where I'm from, the Grain, Stapleton. RZA seen a vision, and them brothers, he got them brothers together, and they took it to a whole nother level, which I have no part of. You know what I mean? That was their doing. So they're legends, over 25 years in the game. So that can't be taken away from them and the movement that they possess and the people that they fed music to. You got Wu Wednesdays. I mean, they shit is major.
Dogs. You got niggas getting tattoos, all types of crazy shit.
So me saying this, I would never want to touch that. That's who they are.
Yeah.
It's like seeing somebody pump in front of a building saying, you know what, I seen you rock there, that's yours. This over here, though, is mine.
Yeah.
I'm going to rock my sound. When you hear me coming from Staten Island, don't compare me to another. Like Big Daddy King said, because they can't hang, and that's word to the mother. So me saying that is to say they have their style. Don't compare me to Wu-Tang when you hear me coming from out of Staten Island, because everybody is not supposed to have a Wu-Tang Clan sound.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? 50 Cent sounds like 50 Cent.
Hip hop
You know,
used
Nas,
to be original.
Right, you have original.
You get fucked up for sounding like somebody else or
Back
trying
in
to
the
bite
day,
niggas' styles.
You know how it was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, that shit wasn't acceptable.
MC Light said, "Be by the dope style taker. I tell you to your face, you ain't nothing but a faker."
Yeah.
This is hip hop.
Yeah.
So me knowing the laws of this shit, I'm not gonna come out and fake no funk. I'm from Stapleton PJs. I'm never gonna say I'm a part of something that I didn't help create because I don't DR. I don't think right. Ain't none of that over here. So I'm not gonna say, I'm not gonna hold up no banner and say this, that, and the third if I wasn't originally from something. I don't swagger jack. I don't do none of that. That's why I'm over here 25 years later doing my own thing, because I didn't submit and to commit to what somebody else told me this is how it's gonna be. You with it or not? I'm not with it. All right, cool, go your way.
So in those moments, why did you choose to say, nah, I think it's be best for me to do my own one too?
I mean, just being the man and having knowledge of self from where I came from. I know that I have creation. You know what I mean? When I was doing music back then, like I said, I had so many hits that it didn't. Me saying like, why would I sign to Uncle Nick when I got my own bag of goodies over here? So why am I gonna come and break them down when I could just hold them to myself, regardless of how long it's gonna take? This is how I felt back then. So it's a blessing that I'm here. I'm not even supposed to be in a position to say, let me still doing what I'm doing. I was written off. So Oh,
so you not wanting to compromise and be like, all right, fuck it, I'm gonna do this and that.
I was left for dead.
I was left for dead.
Got you. I was left for dead, just like the whole rest of Staten Island. If you wasn't underneath Wu-Tang and didn't have that Wu banner, then, you know, they make it their business to make sure that you don't get no airplay. Especially back then, it was more, you know what I mean? You could go and dictate shit.
Yeah, no. Nowadays, you can't dictate really nothing. Because nigga, SoundClouds, this, that, like, people just drop shit everywhere, nonstop. It's different. But cats had a stronghold on shit. You know what I'm saying?
They had a stronghold on shit.
Are there still, like, you personally were one of the dudes that was able to keep a career going, keep performing, keep making music, keep your creativity and maintain
Well, I'm gonna be honest.
But are there dudes that
I'm gonna be honest with you, like,
pissed about it or like mad, like, yo, fuck that?
I don't think people are mad about anything. There's certain people that might be bitter about certain things.
Okay.
And you know, with maturity, you let certain shit go.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean?
Time heals all wounds.
Right. So at times I might have been, but you know what? I carried on with my life. You know what I mean? I went and I got a job, so I disappeared from it. But there were so many individuals, especially when social media popped up, to be like, yo, Brian, why you not still doing it? Yo, you know what I mean? XYZ. Mama Bear got sick. She said, yo, you only live once, man. Don't live it with any regrets. You know what I mean? If you want to do the music shit, come back and jump into it and make it happen.
Let me tell you something real fast. That's how I always approach women. I love beautiful women. Shout out to all the women in the world, but I realized that,
concur.
Yo, you can't play games. You only live once, and shorty might be digging your style. So just go introduce yourself, say hello. What's the worst thing that's gonna happen? You're gonna walk away with a little more game, some confidence, and understanding of how you can do it better next time. And maybe she's fucking with you, but she just has something else going on in her life, yada, yada, yada. But there's something that comes along with you just stepping out and saying, you know what, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna accomplish this, I'm not taking no for an answer, and I'm gonna get what the fuck I want in life. But you gotta go, like, it's the odds. You gotta go through things, you know what I'm saying? And after a while, the dominoes will start to fall, 1 out of 10, whatever it may be, you'll get your shot. So you were always that dude with that focus. Like, I don't care when it comes, but I'ma get it.
There you go. And so it was just basically like that. It was to say, you know what? I'm not gonna fight what it is. Whatever was meant to be, cream rise to the top. Whatever the higher power has for me is for me and nobody else. So I'm just here to grasp what's mine. You know what I mean? And at the same time, like I said, I'll let you rock out. I'll let you do X, Y, Z. You know what I mean? All you got to do when I come through is say, yeah, the brother been there.
So now you forming GPWU, there was 4 y'all?
Now forming GPWU is Rubber Bands, Down Low Records, June Lover, and myself, Pop the Brown Hornet.
So 4 or 5?
And Shyheim was definitely part of GPWU.
Okay.
You know what
so
I mean?
it's 5 of y'all.
So
that's Staten Island based. How does that kick off?
I mean, like I said, we came from Stapleton PJs. You know what I mean? Shyheim was like, he got a deal with Virgin through RNS. They had a deal with Virgin Records.
He was young.
And he was the golden child. That's when Chris Cross and all of the youngster Philly Funksters and all of them were getting signed. So when he got on, a lot of individuals, Down Low Record, June Lover.
Now, go ahead, talk. Oh, my bad.
Yeah, June Lover, whatever the case may be. and a few others, Tez. Certain individuals was playing Shock close, helping him. You know, he had his own style.
But he was young.
But he was young, so brothers was influential on us writing rhymes together, going up in the studio and doing XYZ. So brothers formed on his first single, This Goes On and On, Shy. You know what I mean? I'm in the video, I'm at the end. This was Mr. Hardy. You know, I get shot, I roll all over the floor, but we was doing this shit together like, yo, this is a... So when you do your research, you can say, oh, that brother been here. He been playing this part. You know what I mean? On Shyheim, I wrote rhymes for Shyheim. Shit is Real is a rhyme that I wrote for Shyheim. We both collaborated and wrote Dear God, another song that was on Shyheim's shit. So we've always said, you know what? Before he blasted off and became his own writer, his own talent, it was just helping each other because we were brothers. So that's how we came up with the GPWU, because it was like June Lover, Down Low, Rubber Bands, we're from Stapleton Projects. So that's how the GPWU came about. We from Gladiator Posse, Grain Produced, Wu-Tang. The GP stood for Gladiator Posse / Grain Produced. Once we got on and said we're going to take what was a childhood hobby and we're going to turn this shit into music and we're going to transpire and blow up. And you know, like everybody else has dreams and ambitions on blowing up.
So now you guys put together your first album.
Right.
That's what, like the 90s? Like mid-90s?
Right. Yeah, mid-90s. I want to say around 90s.
Thanks, bro.
I want to say around 97, GPWU, we were signed to MCA Records. Like I said, Hank Shockley, Daddy O was our A&Rs at the time.
So how did you get that popping if Wu was kind of going in their own direction? Like, who was fucking with you that made that happen?
Well, at the same time, brothers knew the history of it. So when we went to MCA, it was like we was talking to Hank Shockley and we told him we GPWU. I mean, we said we was GP the Green. He wanted to go GPWU. At the same time, I knew he had connections with RZA because RZA had produced a joint for Mary J and Method Man.
Okay, yes.
And All I Need. You know what I mean? So Hank Shockley knew damn well who RZA was. It was easy for them to conversate. So when he probably was like, yo, I'm over here, I got GPWU, Hank Shockley would always be like, well, yo, why don't you get some beats from RZA? So we was kind of reluctant because, like I told you, we got the Godfather, we got RNS.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Plus we got
So it's kind of like spitting in the wind a little bit.
Right, we don't need RZA. So
it would be cool to get a few beats, but he's the one that needs to...
Right, he's the one that needs to shine over here on this right here, on this project right here. And I think there was bitter blood between that happening because after we kind of was reluctant to get any beats from RZA, they came out in magazines with the little stamp saying Wu-Tang approved. If you didn't have that little logo, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Underneath, you know, you got Killer Priest, you got Remedies, you got Killer C.r.e.a.m.
It seemed like you was dun-dun-dun then.
Right, you wasn't really
bullshit. You
because you didn't have this. So GPWU brought that forth because we came with our own logo, our own stance, our own everything. So certain people was like, yeah, who the fuck is these fucking them? Yeah. Real. Like I said, I'm here 25 years later to let you know what? I disappeared. A lot of people don't know who the fuck I be. I have a history in it. But it's to say, you know what? I don't have to be Wu-Tang affiliate because you're going to accept them for who they are. Accept the Brown Hornet for who he is. You know what I mean? I came back 3 years ago. I made an album, The Emperor and the King, Best of Both Hoods, with King Just from Park Hill. I'm from Stapleton. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of people, especially in the TV thing that's going on right now, that there's always been beef between Stapleton and Park Hill. There's always been a friendly beef. Some people had personal beef to game, but there was people from Park Hill, Stapleton, we get together, we play football, we snap, we, you know, steal each other, whatever the fuck the case may be. It was just a brotherhood. Sometimes it got violent. Sometimes it got lyrical. Sometimes it got sports. So it was
always competitive and real.
Right. It was always been that. So me being a Stapleton dude, I'm coming back, like, you know, Best of Both Hoods, Emperor and the King, King Just, myself, to where I'm at now, dropping the Foreman Mandella album.
Well, hold on, before we jump ahead now. So now, you get this record deal, y'all put the album out, you're not really fucking with RZA for beats, you're fucking with RNS, he starts producing on the album. What happens with that album, and then where do you go from there?
All right, so what happens with that album right there is the fact that due to the fact we had the Wu stigma to it, I think it kind of shot us in the foot. Well, we went on promotional road, you know, tours and shit like that. We did excellent. There's always a good vibe in the field when we performed. You know, and I always believe, like I said, having the Wu kind of hindered us because we weren't able to establish ourselves as our own.
Well, have your
artists
own
and
identity.
And our own identity.
Entity,
Yeah, so that kind of helped shoot us in the foot because back then you used to have pre-orders. And people would call up the office, they'd call up the headquarters. So people calling up pre-orders, they might have called up Wu Records like, yo, what up? What's up with this GPWU shit? Are they down with y'all? All they had to say is, nah, that's that bullshit. Don't fuck with that shit. So they kind of fucked us up at pre-orders instead of saying, you know what? Yeah,
Let them
they
rock.
are.
Yeah,
Let them rock.
We know them brothers.
They can come. Yeah, we know them. They can come open up on the tour for us. We could get a Staten Island movement going on.
So there was no touring, no nothing with Wu.
Nothing at all, because they were kind of reluctant to let us have our own thing, because they really didn't want no competition, and maybe they didn't look at us like we were. But you know what? I don't want to take the chance. Let's muffle and kill them real quick, so we could be and be looked at as the only thing popping from out of Staten Island.